From Carolla One Studios in Glendale, California, and streaming live on YouTube, this is The Adam Carolla Show. Adam's guest today, Joe Coy. And from TMZ, Van Lathan. With Gina Grad on news and Bald Brian on sound effects. And now, TMZ is his favorite show. And also the longest word he can spell correctly. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get on Monday. Get it on, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing our 10-year anniversary, right? Pretty much today was the day we signed off on KLSX.
Yeah.
And started the following Sunday night, Monday morning. Good day, Gina Grad.
Good day to you.
Handball, Brian.
You're an idiot.
Joe Coy in studio.
Hello, sir. That's my John Lovitz.
Oh, that was Lovitz,
Yes.
right? Yes, that was.
That's right, Adam.
I like The Critic. I like that TV show.
Well, thank you. It should come back on the air.
I agree. That show made me. It was sort of like what methadone is to heroin. That was to The Simpsons. Like it's good. It'll get you through.
Yeah.
To your next score.
Mm-hmm. To your next Simpsons score. All right. Let's see. Joe Coy's here. Van Lathan. Van is the big guy from, not big fat, but big tall. But I think he used to weigh like 375 or something. I'll find it big, on his thing. But he's all over my favorite show, TMZ. Bald Brian has a friend.
One of Tessa's little daycare parents' dads.
Derek, one of my favorite guys
right.
from the show, is on there, and Brian is friendly with him. But
We're
not
working
friendly
behind
enough to support him by watching it.
We're working behind the scenes to get him on the show. You said you'd like to have him on.
I do.
All right.
He's a very funny guy.
We'll talk about daycare exclusively.
And, of course, Joe Coy here, the Coy Pond on Podcast One and Apple Podcasts as well. And lots of live shows. Aspen coming up. Aspen, Colorado, Wheeler. Yes. Opera House that is coming up this weekend. Indianapolis, closed Memorial Hall, playing halls and opera houses now. The Netflix special that changed it all, live from Seattle. And the new one is coming from Hawaii. But when is that going to drop? Do we
April, sir.
We don't have a hard date, but we know somewhere in April.
Yes, we're having problems with the music and licensing. God, I hate this shit.
Oh, you know,
I fucking hate it, bro.
You know,
this happened on the last special, and it's happening again. It's fucking 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That's all. And it last time on my last special, same shit. 20 seconds. We had to go through all these fucking legal loopholes, and now we're doing it again, even though I know the owner and the writer of the fucking song, and we got to go through. I don't even want to say names, but you know.
Say names.
Name names.
Oh, it just sucks.
The story's
man.
really
I just got off the phone
names.
right now. Literally, that's what we're texting about right now. The fucking song, 20 fucking seconds, man.
Joe's holding up his phone.
They want so much money.
He's holding up his phone as if to show that he was on his phone.
I'm sorry. I'll curse. I'll stop cursing. I'm just so mad at him.
Okay. The only thing worse than the cursing
Fuck!
is when you go,
Okay, that's it. That's the last one.
Right.
That's the last one.
So listen, I get it. I was walking out of the door of my shop 9 minutes ago, and one of my guys grabbed me, and he said, could you step into the edit bay just to hear a quick song? And I went to the edit bay because they'd swapped out the Boss Tones song for my stand-up special and just slugged in a generic whatever. And I literally, with my stand-up special less than 10 minutes ago, was going through the exact same thing. Exact same thing.
Because of the licensing on the Boss Tones?
Yes. Now, look.
It's not Dickie's fault.
No, here's how it works.
100%
It's
is.
so annoying.
He's a douche. Here's how it works. They can, because I went through this with John Popper in a movie in Road Hard. He may own the license of it or whatever, but he doesn't own the master of it. So if he's the nicest guy in the world, which John Popper said he would do, he could come in and re-record his song so that you could have his song. It's literally the recording that they own. Sometimes they own the whole thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes they own the recording but not the licensing or not the master. Or they own the master but not the intellectual rights or whatever, which means you could get this person, if you have a relationship with them, to possibly re-record this song.
Yeah, impossible.
No, it's impossible. All right, so just pump in something generic.
Well,
No,
that
I don't want that. Sucks. I don't want to pump in some Google intromusic.com.
Who was the band?
It's the Black Eyed Peas.
And
Oh, wait.
and you know them.
All of them.
You know all the P's. Mm-hmm. You know
And
the whole
then
pod.
Will was like, yes, he cleared it. What the problem that we're having right now is there's a sample at the beginning. It's a horn
is that?
sample.
Oh, Will you screwed? What's that? I don't know all
This is
the
the
guys.
last time. This is the last time. This is the last
Will.
time you do this.
All right.
It's Will. They're very easy names.
All right,
and you
let's
keep
do it.
fucking. It's Will I Am. Say it.
Oh, he's
Say
changed
it.
it.
Say
He's
it.
changing it.
Say-
Will you screwed?
No.
Will I am.
Apple D app
Apple D app.
and Taboo.
Taboo. Those are the three
And then
guys.
sometimes Fergie.
Sometimes Fergie.
Yes.
All right.
What is
Say
the-
their names.
What is the song you're trying
Yeah.
to use?
Ring the Alarm. It's on their new. It's on their new album that just came out, and everyone pat, but it just sucks because there's just this one fucking sample. I mean, I'm sorry, one sample, Adam, and they want.
Joe.
Joe's apoplectic.
Take that off.
We're commenting on it.
Take it off right
good.
now.
We're good.
Take it off, Brian. Are you kidding me?
I'll give
Brian!
I'll give a
Oh
mom
my
answer.
God.
I'm gonna give like a mom kind of answer.
Brian, stop! Brian.
Here's my mom answer. Joseph, you're funny enough to not need the black eyed peas. That's what. Not my mom.
Yeah, your mom.
No,
would never
actually,
say
my mom
that.
would say, Joe, you're funny enough.
Joe's funny enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe's, you're. No,
Do you-
but Joe.
Well, let's start off with, do you know Joe Coy? He's hilarious. Well, actually, we're very good
You
friends.
should be more like him.
no.
He's hit and miss.
He's hit and miss. All right. So.
I love the Black Eyed Peas. It has nothing to do with them.
Yeah,
It's
let's listen to
there's
Black
just
Eyed
one.
Peas.
Will you stop? Stop.
Work on your trials and tribulations on someone else's podcast. All right. I
How
wish
dare
you well.
ask me?
Look,
How dare you ask me how I'm doing? And the minute I come with my
Yeah.
problem, that's what you say?
Well, I got to tell you.
Wow.
I got to
And this
tell
is
you.
how my mom would react to you, Adam. Wow.
That's what you
Wow,
sound like?
Adam. Wow.
Well,
Thank
this
you
is-
for asking
Mrs.
how I was doing.
Coy.
Yes, yes, Mr. Carolla.
Yeah, look, your son's funny.
Uh-huh.
He's very successful.
Yeah.
He was comedian of the year.
That's right.
last year.
2018, just relapsed. When was the last time you ever got that award?
I've not.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's been awarded to me. I just
No,
haven't physically picked it up.
no, it never has.
I think it's one of
I
those things
never
where they
has.
go, well, if he's not going to show up, then we're not going to award it to
That's
him.
not how it goes. Sorry, unfortunately, you're wrong again.
Well, I got my own comedy special coming out.
I'd like
yeah.
I'd like to see that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, it's funny.
Turn that off.
Yeah, listen, Joe's mom.
Yeah.
Joe's last
Mr.
special
Carolla.
was funny.
Uh-huh.
And then he went to Hawaii.
Yes.
He sold more Toyotas than he did tickets, but he captured it, and he's coming back. And Netflix is backing up the Brinks truck. And, I know he always sort of cries poor when you talk to him about getting a roof on the house.
That's
but
he said that again last week.
He could definitely do that,
He
especially.
said it's just rain. That's what he said to me.
Yeah, well, where
Yeah.
you guys are from, that's no big deal, right?
Wow.
Vegas?
That
Wow.
Vegas, Las Vegas.
No,
it's hot
I'm-
where I'm from. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about where you're from. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
Las Vegas, Nevada. Adam, what are you trying to say?
There's like a lizard on everyone's head. and It's constantly
all
raining
right.
everywhere.
Now
and
you're being racist.
Yeah.
You're a real racist, Adam.
I don't know. I don't know if I can be that. I don't know that we know enough about you to be racist. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know enough to put a goddamn lizard on my
yeah,
head.
that could have just been a lucky.
That's how it works. You don't know anything about it, and you
Listen,
assume.
on
You
the
just
head.
don't know
Yeah.
anyone. You put a lizard on their head.
Yeah, ask me
Huh?
about the Turks.
What the? What's the Turks?
Those lizard-wearing sons of bitches. Get out of here. See? I don't have anything. I always go, my fallback is lizard.
Lizard on the head.
All right. Stamps.com is sponsoring this half of the show. And Castrol, you can tweet us your questions at hashtag Castrol Challenge. And Geico at geico.com. Yeah, I know. The part about the music that always drives me nuts is it would benefit everybody. It would benefit you. It
Yes.
would benefit them. Good, your music's getting out there. I mean, obviously, the biggest thrill for a young band is when they first hear their song on the radio because their music is being put out
To the
put
masses.
out there.
Is
and
that still the thrill? I mean, that was the thing for decades. I heard a song on the radio. I remember where I was. Is that do bands still?
it
I'd
is.
like to think it's pretty
course.
exciting.
It's got to be, well, certainly better than what it was 2 minutes earlier, which is not hearing anything
yeah.
on the radio. Also, I don't know why I was telling some young guy, I love the Pretenders. I've always loved the band, the Pretenders. And my favorite answer from anybody, it's sort of my answer where you go, is it Steve or is it Steven? And they go, whatever you want. Like I love that person. When we met Chrissy Hines from the Pretenders years ago on the KLSX show, and I said, Rush Limbaugh uses your song going back to Ohio. I was like, that's his opening music for the Rush Limbaugh show. And I figured she was pretty hard left-leaning and pretty progressive, and she grew up in Ohio, but she immediately went to England, and that's a whole kind of Madonna thing going on over there. And I she'd be pretty liberal with her politics and everything. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, he's playing your music. And she's like, good for him. I was like, oh, good.
No thoughts.
And that's punk rock.
But I love this person now. I love anyone who just goes, so what?
Yeah.
Let him do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Good. Someone will hear it, and some Rush Limbaugh fans will download our music
sure.
or whatever. Like, good. Why not?
Yeah.
Why can't everyone just be Que Sera? Leave it at that. I don't even need the second Sera.
Que Sera.
Yeah, I don't need the
Because you're going to have to pay for the
Sera.
second Syrah.
Whatever will be.
Yeah, we'll leave it
The
at that. All right, so now there are some music companies that have good music that is not like your canned bad, when they do those behind the music things and they have to play the sort of bad feel like Beach Boys music. Like there's some good stuff out there I can set you up with.
I don't want that.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
it's not going to be exactly what you
Hard
want.
I don't want that.
This is what you want. This is what you want.
Brian, stop.
That's what you want, right?
Yeah.
So, the Black Eyed Peas, they're okay with it.
Hold on, Adam. I hate you.
What do I do? This is a song you
That's
like.
just mean. Okay, go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry, Adam.
You know the Black Eyed Peas.
Yes.
They can sign off on it, but
Yeah.
they have to get their label to sign off on it.
Yeah, there's one sample that is with another label, and that's the hard part.
You want the sample that they sampled?
No,
What's
no.
in the song?
He wants
Right.
the
Sample
song.
is in the song.
Samples
Right,
in
yeah.
the song. It's
So
baked
the
in.
So that's what
sample
I'm
is
saying.
what's giving us the problem.
Right. Yeah.
And the sample is like the first 4 seconds of
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah.
Well, it's
All
a-
right. Hence, stop sampling everybody, and then you could do what John Popper does, which is just
right.
go, fine, you can have it. All right. Let's put you in a better mood. I'm going to put you in a better mood. Geechee Guy.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Now,
How do you know Geechee?
because I went on a cruise with Jimmy Kimmel a million years ago. I mean, just like cheapo 229 Carnival cruise, like 3-day cruise with his ex-wife and my girlfriend.
You were still tethered to the port. You didn't actually go anywhere. You
Yes,
just got
we
floated
went to
and
like
came back.
Ensenada and like came home that night or whatever. And the comedian on the cruise was Geechee Guy.
Yeah, he was legend for that. I knew that too.
And we went to see him, and the first 30 minutes of his act was stump him on roller coaster trivia. So
Really?
someone would go, now Chris has to look it up, but someone would go, the Widowmaker, and he'd go, Six Flags over Virginia. Six Flags over Atlanta. That's the third roller coaster built, Six Flags over Atlanta. And then someone would yell out, the whip crack or whatever, and then he'd yell, he knew every roller coaster and
I've
every
never seen that.
Yeah.
No punchline for Miles.
Not really, but
Also a good strategy because unprovable in 1995.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
or whatever.
no one had their
Your phone
phone.
doesn't work
Right.
on it now anyway.
right. You didn't know that side of Geechee?
No.
What side did you know of Geechee?
Geechee, man, he was just really funny. I don't remember any of his jokes though.
Was he funny in a Joe Coy is
I just
16
started.
funny or
Yeah, I just started stand up, and he was like literally the first road comic I ever had to open for. So
Wow.
it was him, Bruce Baby Man Baum. Do you remember him?
Bruce Baum? Yeah,
Yeah, and then who was another one? Oh, Vic Dunlap.
yeah, Vic Dunlap.
Do you know these guys?
Yeah, I know the names. Bruce. Bond. I think he was on
Baum.
Make Me Laugh.
Yes.
If I
Yeah, that was
recall.
his claim to fame at that time.
Sorry, what do you got on roller coaster, Geechee Guy?
So there are
info?
articles that say that he does have a roller coaster bit, and he tweeted in 2011, a group of us America's Got Talent contestants went to Santa Monica Pier the other day. I got to ride my 219th roller coaster. Exclamation points everywhere. So
He's into roller
big
coasters.
roller coaster
Thing.
guy.
He's the only stand-up that's into roller coasters.
He's the only adult.
Yeah.
He's the only
Yeah.
adult. He's the only person who can stand up who's into roller coasters. So I thought I'd just put you in a little bit.
That's crazy. So you know Geechee Guy.
I know him from
Geechee Guy
taking
is
that
getting
cruise.
so much plug right now, Adam.
I
He was on
know.
America's Got Talent.
You're giving back, Adam.
As a what?
Yeah, so what?
Do they have,
He's a contestant, right?
do they have stand-ups on there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a variety talent show.
All right.
Oh, of course.
So
Anyways, was the show good?
I don't.
Is it informative?
Because I don't understand it. Because they always approach me to do cruises, and I was like, I would never do a cruise
How
ever.
dare you.
But I don't know. Is it paid tickets, or did you just walk in when you were drinking? You're like, oh, there's comedy going on. And you just walked into a theater.
Here's what I remember from the entertainment from that trip. I remember 3 or 4 basic things. I remember it was New Year's, and I probably paid $40 for like a $4 bottle of champagne. I remember being in the miniature gym with Jimmy and listening to a song, and it was Peaches and Herb, and I said, is this Peaches and Herb? And then he did one of his, it's not Peaches and Herb, and it sounds nothing like Peaches and Herb, and then it was Peaches and Herb because it was driving me nuts. I remember that. That's a little thing. I remember sharing a table. You know, you share the big table with everyone. Jimmy's ex-wife, there's a guy sitting next to us, and she's like, let me guess what you do. And he's like, okay. And she was like, something with like the garbage industry or something. And he's like, no. And he's like, something with meat, like something like cutting meat, slaughtering, processing meat. Like, no.
Did this man stink?
Something with like shoe-way seagulls or something. Like, it was a bunch of stuff like that. And then he was like, I'm an attorney. Like, I remember going, yeah, don't go with the super. This guy's a little husky and balding or something, but it was like a weird kind of a tell. I remember that. I remember when we took off, like our first dinner, I went, there's 700 people in the ballroom, and they shift you out. Or sitting at a table with 9 strangers, and I was like, hey, can I get some balsamic vinegar to like put on my salad or whatever it was? And the guy's like, yeah, we don't have that. And I remember thinking, trapped at sea with no balsamic.
Yeah.
Like I should have packed somebody. It was a weird thing. Like I have no access to balsamic vinegar. I should have done something. Like it was a weird thing because if you do it at a restaurant, you go, all right, but when I get home, I'll have something later.
Not for the next 3 days.
No. So there was that. We went and saw Geechee Guy. I don't remember if it was funny, but I remember there was a lot of roller coaster talk. And then they had a karaoke night. And the way you would do the karaoke night is you would sign up. You'd sign up a song. Like, Jimmy would always do Neil Diamond, Coming to America or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get on the list. And I don't know. Maybe I did a Huey Lewis song or something. But so they get everybody. And then the guy'd go, all right, is Jimmy Kamal? Is there Jimmy in here? Jimmy K, come on up. And then I would do Pat Benatar. So he'd like come up, and then he'd go, yeah, we don't have any Neil Diamond. So, and then Jimmy'd like go back and sit down. And then they'd go like, is there Adam Carolla? Is that Adam C? Okay, come on up, Adam. Give him a hand. Come on up here. Yeah, we don't have Hells for Children by Pat Benatar, so sit down. They had this system that was like ass backwards. Like instead of handing you a book and letting you pick a song, you would just write in the song you wanted, and then they would call everyone in and explain they didn't have that.
It's like the DMV.
Yeah, Ode to Balsamic. We don't have that, Carolla. Sit down. I just remember like Jimmy getting like,
can you do 2 more? Just do 2 more songs.
Do we have Jimmy Kimmel? You come up again?
Yeah, Kimmel.
Yeah, we don't have Stuck on You by Huey Lewis in the Nude, so go ahead and sit down. I don't even know who that band is. Wait a minute, wasn't he one of the Black Panthers?
Do we have a Joe K?
Joe K.
No Black Eyed Peas here. I'm sorry, sir.
Joe K. Yeah.
I'm still paying for it.
No legumes at all on this ship. No balsamic, no legumes. Have a seat next to Mac Attack over there from the Black Eyed Peas over there. All right, and we can't clear any Beatles or Led Zeppelin, so everyone sit down and pick that one.
If you've heard of it or is a band you can name, sit down.
Yeah. Now we are.
What do you have?
Well, now.
What do you have, you son of a...
When we get into international waters, that's a whole new game.
That's right.
We're not ever going to get there, though. We're just pretty much hugging the coast till we get to Tijuana.
They have one giant binder just an international waters playlist.
We'll do Aerosmith. We'll do the whole side of rocks if we get out in international waters. But yeah.
Until then, enjoy the theme from 60 Minutes.
That's right.
That's just a stoplight.
You didn't know it had words? No, it's like the MASH song.
What?
We can't clear that one.
No suicide is painless.
Well, I'm saying people don't know
Right.
it has words.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
All
a
right.
comedy show?
Yeah, we got Gina Stahl. That's Leslie Stahl's older sister. She's the cruise director, so she's the one who booked Geechee Guy. Said they were looking for something edgy and timely. Hot coaster talk. Mm-hmm. And by the way, it's not just all coaster talk. He can do log jammer talk too. You know, flume work as well if you have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not all coaster talk.
Like all the coasters?
He can do all the coasters, but I'm saying if there's a pinch, like let's say his opener did too much coaster material,
Yeah.
he'll do log jammer stuff, flume, log jammer stuff,
Shouldn't he work that out with the
wet mountain, wild
before?
mountain, you know, splash mountain, stuff
Yeah.
like that. He
That
can
sounds-
he can do 20 on that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. It's a one audience member.
Flume work.
Hot flume talk with Geechee Guy. So I remember us doing. I remember like literally calling people up and then telling them to sit down after
good.
they called their name.
And didn't have the song.
Did not have the song. Did not have
That's
whatever.
that's the worst cruise ever.
Doesn't
the
sound
worst. That doesn't sound fun at all. Where'd
No.
that take off from?
It
San Diego?
It left out here, like Long Beach
Yeah.
or whatever, wherever the cruise lines dock. It sort of went down the coast. I think it stopped in like Ensenada or something, and then it's like turned around and came back. It was literally like a $200 cruise for
Joe,
3 nights.
you know we do cruises, right? Once a year? Fan cruises? Listener
What?
cruises? Well, I'm saying we do.
I'm in the
This
audience
is about to
again.
get thickly uncomfortable.
But Joe, of all people, you'd sell a ton of tickets.
It's really fun.
Your boy could come with you, enjoy the all-you-can-eat buffet. And
Nice,
it's a
sweet.
fun time.
Yeah, you walk around. There's cool stuff to do.
They give you a nice room.
Yeah, we're going October 4th through 7th to out of Miami to the Bahamas. So we
What?
We haven't plugged
it's
it in a long
super fun.
time.
It's our-
It must be
Thank
sold
you.
out.
AdamCarolla.com
The
is
third one.
where you go. All right, I got a stand-up special tomorrow or today, as you hear this, basically the last day before it gets locked out. So I'm putting mine up in theaters, select theaters. And the way the theaters work is if they sell enough tickets, they'll show it, and if they don't, they won't. And we've sold out, or at least sold enough to get it locked off in, I don't know, Denver and San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and then you can take a look. San Francisco, I already mentioned that.
Oh yeah,
and all that stuff.
I was looking at the site today. The ones that are in green that are already. San Francisco is good to go.
There's-
Phoenix is good to go.
Yeah, there's about 6 of them that are, and then there's some that still need help. And you can just go to tug.com and it'll pop up. You just go there and you just click on the movie, and all the sites pop up, and it'll tell you.
Yeah, the confirmed cities are Denver, Minneapolis, Phoenix, San Francisco, Portland, and DC.
And you can get tickets to those shows as well. That just means
gonna
they've
happen.
sold enough
Yeah, it's going.
to have it. There's 8 or 10 more that are pretty damn close. So you
Where'd you
guys should
shoot
just
it?
go to that website. I shot it in Portland at the Aladdin
Oh,
Theater.
I love the Aladdin.
And I'll play you guys a 2-minute clip of it just to move a few more tickets. This is
Oh, cool.
me in Portland at the Aladdin, and just because there's some visual elements to it, this is me talking about the Amelia Earhart statue at the Burbank Airport. Here we go.
I left this pint-sized airport this morning. This is Burbank Airport. The first thing you see when you walk into the terminal at the Burbank Airport is this gal. Now, anyone over 40 knows this gal, and anyone under 40 may not know this dude. This is Amelia Earhart, famous lesbian aviator. Pretty much known for two things: eating pussy and crashing airplanes. And a lot of times people say, not in that order. Oh no, in that order, definitely. Definitely that order. In this particular case, for sure in that order. I'm not a nervous flyer, but walking into an airport to see a 3-ton bronze statue of an aviator who's leaning against a part of her airplane that broke off upon impact does not have me brimming with confidence as I climb onto my Alaska airline flight. Hey, Burbank Airport, why don't we just go all the way as long as we're freaking people out? Why don't we just take the metal detectors and shape them like the Twin Towers? Too soon.
Well, there's the Aladdin in beautiful Portland.
That
Thank
was
you, Joe
good.
Coy.
That was
Thanks,
good,
buddy.
man.
Oh, we showed that on the last cruise.
We
That's
did.
These are the
right.
things
Did
you can do on the cruise.
It's super
Things you
fun.
can do on the cruise.
And I gotta go.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a movie theater? Yeah, we showed Uppity, I think.
We did a double bill.
We did a double
You
bill.
pack with all your stuff, man. Think about it.
Awesome.
So
Dude,
you
that
can go
special
to.
is nice.
Oh, good. It means a lot from someone who's done a few and knows how to do them.
That was beautiful,
They
man.
look pretty good, right?
Yeah, man. How long did it take you to work that out?
Oh,
Like, how long were you on, going and working that hour out?
Well, I started working out recently. What I had been doing is just doing shows and kind of working it out by doing shows.
Yeah.
But recently, as part of my New Year's resolution, I go to the ice house once a week and actually just try to work out
Oh, are you?
material. Yeah, versus walking around and going, all right, I'll talk about that thing. Hopefully, it works out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was good.
Oh,
I
good.
can't
Well,
wait.
I'll get the whole thing to you, Joe Coy.
Thank you.
I enjoyed your special from Seattle. Now you can join mine from a neighboring city. All right. So, again, today's the last day, and now's about it. They put a clock on these things, and they count them down. So if you're anywhere in Texas, Burbank will do here. I should invite Joe out to that, and you guys all out to that, too. That'll be on the 27th. Cincinnati, Dallas, Dearborn, Vegas, Minneapolis we sold, but you can still buy tickets to that. San Francisco, Seattle, Boise, where is
Wow.
that? St. Louis, sorry, I made that up. Anyway, go to tug.com, figure it out. All right, Joe, so Van is here. That's good. Who watches TMZ? Just me?
You watch it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I love the website, but when it's on, you don't turn off TMZ. You
Never.
don't keep
No,
flipping.
never.
No, I'm telling you that 3 of the best shows. All right, top 3 shows to watch in with the sound off.
Okay.
TMZ, you can watch with the sound off.
Sure.
Van's not going to hear that. Van was all over it yesterday, by the way. I watched with sound on. But if you go to the gym and they have the show on, that show, anything to do with snowmobiles. X Games and snowmobiles. You need no sound. Sound hurts it, really.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
watching
Makes it
guys do
worse.
flips and snowmobiles is
Yeah.
like the greatest thing ever. And then weirdly, Shark Tank.
Yes.
Really?
Shark Tank
Shark
absolutely
Tank
works.
is the first thing
Is
you
it
do
all
is
the
you go like,
negotiation?
Yes, but there's enough facial expression and flop sweat that you don't need
You
to
know
Yeah.
how it's going?
well,
Yeah.
first thing first, you go like, wait a minute. Is that are those Asian sisters or is the one her mom? Like they look
Yeah.
pretty close.
The
I
mystery's
don't know. Are they
dissolved.
just good friends and one's like 12 years older? Like I can't. And then so you look at it and you're like, look at these two. Wonder what they're selling. And then at some point they start showing a backpack that has like a generator in it that they're cranking or whatever. And then they pan to the sharks. And you're like, ooh. Mr. Fantastic does not look impressed, but Mark Cuban looks
Fantastic.
sort of like interested a little.
intrigued, yeah.
Yeah, like you sort of look or whatever. Or they're handing out samples of cookies and you see everyone bite into it. You see, it's like in a weird way, it's pure. Like you see their face.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you see them like go back. And then you see like the one Asian woman's like shaking her head and the other one's kind of going, well, I don't know. And now they're
Yep.
talking. Oh, an offer was
Lori's
made.
pointing at her watch.
Right, we got to move this along. Like, so wonder what they want. Wonder how this came out. It's a fantastic show to watch with the
does
sound
work.
off.
I'll throw
Yes,
one
sir.
in there. So I realized, I forgot about this, but I think about it now. The entire time I was screening calls at Loveline, we had the TV on in the corner of the control booth the entire time,
Right.
just to the TV, of course, with the sound off because it's a radio show. So the best show that we found to watch, and we watched it for years. I don't even know if it's still on, and they made an American version of it. But do you guys remember Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, where like
Yes.
the people, like it was an obstacle course, and it was a Japanese show they
Yep.
dubbed into
Oh,
English,
yeah.
Oh, that's
and
perfect
people would
for-
like fall off the big
Yeah.
balls into
Yeah.
the pit. Amazing! What a great
Yeah,
show
it
to
is-
watch.
It is good without.
I
sound.
think my buddy Chris Darga,
Did one of the voices?
yes,
Yeah.
who was in.
You wouldn't know. You never heard it.
I know.
He was the foreman in the Hammer, and he's also going to be in this new Ferrari Ford doc with Christian Bale and Matt Damon. And he's an old friend of mine from the Groundlings, and I think he voiced some of that.
They turned it into Wipeout. I think was the American version,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah,
what was it
kind of
called?
turned into
like a
Wipeout.
physical
Yeah,
challenge
just,
course.
just typical Japanese sort of
so
crazy obstacle coursey stuff. All right, let me tell you about Stamps.com. Postage rates are going up. Save 5 cents on every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail with Stamps.com. Never overpay or underpay again. Buy and print official U.S. postage, any letter, any package with your computer and your printer. We use it here. See why over 700,000 small businesses use Stamps.com. We use it here. We use it at the other shop. We use it everywhere we go. Right now, got a special offer. It's a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone, top of the homepage, type in Adam. Stamps.com, you get the 4-week trial, you get the postage, and get the digital scale, which I think goes up to about 80 pounds. That is Stamps.com. Enter Adam at Stamps.com. All right. Do you have your Chris Max Pata went to Ralph's how early in the morning the other day?
Yesterday I went at 7:10 a.m.
7:10 in the morning.
Yeah.
Why?
I needed dish soap.
No.
Odd
Yeah.
thing for.
Yeah. No.
No, that's totally true.
No, it's not.
No, you're lying.
Why? Why?
What do you mean why?
Why at that hour? Why didn't you? First
Because
off,
I went to the gym, so on my way home, I went to Ralph's.
Target of opportunity.
you went to the gym at 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Why?
I think you're lying. I think you're
Just
lying
to
about
make everyone
ten
else
stories.
feel
That's
bad?
actually a good question. I'm really just trying to better myself. So
Really?
I'm waking up.
Wow.
By doing
going to gym.
stupid stuff
Yeah,
in the
no.
morning.
So now you go to Ralph's.
Trying to better myself. I like to buy dish soap at 7 in the morning and push-ups at 6 a.m. You know, better things for better people.
Did you check out what the one item dish soap?
No, I got aluminum foil
I
too,
knew
and a
it.
sponge.
It can't be done.
That's Unabomber shit. Like I
Yeah.
follow that guy out to the car. I got more questions. You want a sponge?
You're on a watch list.
Unabomber and foil. Oh, the small sack of fertilizer. Where's the nearest preschool? Okay, buddy,
Yeah.
we got to talk.
One
We gotta
double A
talk.
battery.
I've seen this
One roll of
before.
duct tape,
Yep.
one AA batteries, some dish, some Dawn, some
Yeah.
foil,
You're gonna be on a list, Chris.
No.
Yeah.
I should have took off the sunglasses.
Steps
Did
out.
you, hey, Chris,
half
did you,
pound
pay
of
with,
macaroni salad.
did you pay with cash or credit?
I paid with credit.
Cash?
Credit.
Okay.
And-
Oh, okay. Well, then
You're on the grid.
Yeah,
yeah, I put my phone
Either
number in
you're
and everything.
or you're a stupid terrorist.
So you got the foil.
Always cash,
Steps out,
untraceable.
picks up the phone. Jesse, I got the stuff. Where do I meet you?
Did you get the foil? Yeah, I got the foil.
So, what music? Now, the music that was playing at 7:10
Yeah.
on a Monday or Tuesday morning. Here we go.
Yeah, I took a video of it because it was so jarring.
We have to do the Cher dance version of.
It's Madonna. How
Yeah,
dare
this
you.
isn't just a
I know,
terrible
but
Madonna
I mean
song.
that. What I
This is a
mean is the
remix.
Cher dance version of the Madonna song. It's so grating and it's so annoying. And look, this thing is bad when you're rolling on Molly at 2 a.m. on a Saturday. 7 a.m. at the house. Like, can we just pump in some classical or some jazz and just kind of.
This is insane.
That's for real?
Yeah.
When you think of a grocery store in the morning, you think of maybe a little Doobie Brothers, a little Africa, a little Toto.
That's
I've
a little-
never heard that. At
Or a
grocery
little
store.
no music.
That'd be
It's
A
nice.
little
7
no music. Yeah, you know what I want to hear? I want to hear the bandsaw that the butcher's cutting chops up with in the back.
That's what I want to hear.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
I want to hear the
horrible.
slight hum of the refrigerated section.
Exactly.
Keep the video going.
All right. Here's something.
So
It's horrific.
here's what I don't get.
It's a spin class.
Yeah.
Right. What I don't get is why? Like, why would anyone ever be annoyed if you just put in just music, elevator music, or just jazz, just decent jazz, just any kind of jazz, just something. You know what? Here's what's going on. Here's what's happening. I don't know if you guys are like me. I feel the same way about people who have like the lip piercing with the hoop hanging out and they're talking to you and it's like flapping around and like now I'm only thinking about this thing. Like you've drawn my focus. You're sucking whatever hard drive I have left in my brain. I'm now sucked out, so I'm walking around and I'm like, I got to get some I wonder if is she still married to Guy Ritchie? She's still, what was her, Lord or Lordess or Lords? Or she's probably about, let's see, dish soap, Dove, Dawn. Was she still, she does, I think she's had some work. I think she got butt plants in or something. I saw
She
something
looks
on
good
TMZ
for her age.
for her age,
She
but
can
I don't know
still
about the
dance.
implants.
She can still dance.
move. Anyway, what was it? Wait, Foyle? Was it Reynolds Foyle?
Was she a Dick Tracy?
Was Guy Ritchie cheated? I wonder what Guy Ritchie's up to. Was he out here and she in Europe now? Like, why are you forcing us to do this?
Exactly.
Why are you forcing us to do this? You just play some classical music and we'll skate. We'll be able to focus on what we're doing. Yes.
Yep, you pulled our focus.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Chris.
Why did
I'll
that?
be okay.
Why? Who
is
even
that?
okays that?
I have no idea. It was so weird hearing it that early in the morning, though.
We have decided, there's two things. We have decided we are going to make the world's worst peanut butter cup on our society. Here's what we did. We went, what's the future? What's everything? Chicks. And then they go, what's the next thing? Young. Okay, let's make a peanut butter cup. Young chicks. It's just anything young chicks. We'll just put it together. It'll be the soundtrack of our lives wherever we go. It's all going to be chick. It's all going to be 14-year-old chick music just everywhere. And they just went, F it. That's the road we're on. Just young chick. Everything's young. Everything's chick. And that's it. And that's where we are. There's no other explanation for it because that's where we're living. We've declared war on dudes and anyone over 26. And we just went, screw it. It's all young chick all the time. They play this crap at steakhouses now. Like, you go to New York, you can't even... When I went to New York and went to a real good steakhouse a few years ago, I had about 7-8 people. After the waitress was done screaming the specials to one side of the table, she had to go to the other side of the table and be like, we've got the lobster bisque! And she was like spitting on everyone. And she literally, I said, what's the goddamn music? Turn the music down. She went, I am hoarse because I have to scream. I have to literally stand on one side of the table and scream at everyone, and then I have to go to the other side of the table and scream at them because they can't hear as I'm being drowned out by this 13-year-old chick music, which has just become the goddamn soundtrack of our lives.
Yeah.
And it really ruins a restaurant experience. I mean, there's been studies and articles about how every sense is... So the food does not taste as good when you're trying to eat it with this shit on.
Well, we also need the neutral zone. We need a neutral zone, which is... If you're...
Do you guys have Caesar salad? Do you guys have a Caesar salad?
Can I see your salad?
No. Do you guys have Caesar salad?
You see her salad?
Yeah, this is a radicchio.
That's radicchio.
No. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat a lot.
I don't care where you're from, sir.
Do you guys have a salad? Something to eat?
Oh, you want to eat?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you have a salad?
Yeah. Oh, you're doing that move like, what's his name from the Dallas Cowboys does? Feed him.
Like dog pound.
No.
You want to tote the rock?
A porterhouse.
No.
Porterhouse.
Corner-house.
Steak. No, not your house. Not your house. A porterhouse. Like something that we can all share. Some meat. Meat.
What part of the house?
The porterhouse.
You meat in that part of the house?
No. Fuck. I want
want
a
him-
salad in a porterhouse.
All right.
This is taking you to the poorhouse?
No,
It's expensive.
no.
We'll pay. We don't mind.
Is there a manager? Can someone turn it down? Can we turn it down?
What?
Can we turn it down?
Oh, I love that. Turn down for what? That's a great song. You're so hip.
Surf and turf.
You
Like
surf?
I do like to surf, yes, but right now I'd like to have like a surf and turf. Like steak and like some shrimp or maybe a lobster.
I'll have the valet bring your car around.
No, like a steak and lobster. Steak and lobster.
Sir,
This is not
Steak and
mobsters.
lobster.
Mobsters don't eat here. This
Okay.
is not that kind of place.
What?
No
Dina!
mobsters.
Dina!
Yum.
Is your name Dina? Or is it Diana? I can't hear.
Diana.
Dana!
Yeah, Dana.
Hold on!
Dana!
Sir!
What?
I'm sorry. I have to take a lozenge and then spit on someone else's head at the next table. We can't stay here spitting.
I didn't even get to order. Why are you gonna go on the next table?
I'll tell you what.
Right now.
You
I'm
look
trying to tell you that I would like to have.
you look like a veggie burger type of dude. I'm just gonna serve up a mushroom veggie burger to you. Extra goat cheese. I'll have the valet bring the car around. I'm just gonna bring you out what I thought you ordered.
I'll split that with you. That sounds good.
No!
2 portobello mushroom sandwiches.
Portobello burgers.
Portobello mushroom. I want beef. I want beef.
All right, thumbs up then.
No!
Yeah.
A porter steak and surf and turf.
And scene thing. That's pretty much how everything is now.
That sounds like
Yeah.
a nightmare.
And when you tell them, like, hey, could you turn it down? This started a million years ago. I was at the Tribeca Film Festival with the Hammer. And we were sitting in the lobby of the Tribeca Hotel. So it's like we screened the Hammer and then we went to the lobby. It's like, oh, they have a bar with drinks and blah, blah, blah. And this is the problem with the infusing the young folks with all the power. It's bad. It's bad for society. It's bad for everything. And so everyone is just sitting around. You know, they watch movies at the film festival. Average age is 40-something. Average color is whatever a sheet of paper is. And we're all sitting around. Everyone's talking, like having drinks. No one's up. No one's moving. No one's dancing. They're just like sitting around having drinks. And the DJ is just pumping the jam. He's just like sort of spindly white guy, hipster, and he's just pumping it. And no one can hear the other. Everyone wants to have a drink and talk, you know? And at a certain point, I just got up and I went, hey, you think you turn the music, bring it down like a little bit? Like we're all just trying to talk here. And he's like, I'm DJing. And I said, yeah.
He says what he's doing.
I remember at a certain point he got me pissed. I said, do you see anyone dancing? Do you see anyone moving? Do you see anyone doing anything? Or could you just bring it down? And he's like,
Joe Coy goes across the room.
he literally said, I do it for me.
Oh,
No,
no.
he didn't.
Yes, what a douche. And that was it. I should have moved to Cuba that evening because it's game over for us. All right, my favorite Van from TMZ. Your favorite Derek. Derek and Van are my two favorites from TMZ. I will bring him in a second. First, I'll tell you about Castrol Edge. Castrol Edge, Adam Carolla Show, is brought to you by hashtag Castrol Challenge with your questions. For Castrol Challenge, brought to you by Castrol Edge, formulated with fluid titanium technology, reduces friction, maximizes engine performance 3 times.
3 times, fool.
Stronger against viscosity breakdown and leading full synthetics. What do you got, Max Spada?
All right, on Instagram, Zach Attack wants to know, hashtag Castrol Challenge, would you ever buy another truck again for personal use?
Yeah, I have a...
You have a truck.
I have a truck. I have a Ford 350 dually diesel that I added a 50-gallon gas tank to, so it holds like 90 gallons now, and you can drive it from here to any part of Texas you want without pulling over, and you can drag a trailer. There's something cool about the big dualies. So I would tell, and I'm the owner of a van.
Oh,
I own a van
This is
and
the-
a
sketchy.
This is the humblest brag of all.
and a dually.
Man.
Bought the van from Forest Lawn.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yeah.
creepy.
Smells like
Yeah,
formaldehyde.
they got vans over there, and they sell them like every 10 years. I got it for like $4,000 or something. Kept up with it, man.
We got a van coming in soon.
We got a van coming in as well. So, yes, I would. And pound for pound, a big old diesel dually is like the best thing you can buy because those things, you can get up to like $100,000 on those trucks now. Like they have Ford trucks that are like, oh, this is the Harley Davidson version with all the Harley Davidson logo and the blah blah blah. And these things are $300,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, $100,000. But get one with 30,000 miles on it, a couple years old, pay like $22,500, drive it forever. That's right. Put a trailer
You saved
ball on it.
$80,000 just in
Well,
3 years.
this one is probably more in the 50 to 60 range.
Yeah.
But let someone else drive the truck around for the first 3 years, then you buy it.
Yeah.
Save a ton of dough.
But someone like Gina and I, we can't buy the 3-year-old car. We're not maintenance people.
Thank
You could buy it.
We're not going to wrench on it on the weekend.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
we're
have
not.
to-
You've seen Gina's Subaru.
Thank you.
you have
It
to.
looks like this wheel filled with ping pong balls.
How dare you?
Oh, stop.
I love that.
I got in her car
cross-track.
one time and I was like, here's your slipper.
Look, sometimes it's a mobile closet. I have places to be.
I want to thank Castrol Edge for that. Yeah, thank you. Van Lathan is here. I met him at a party.
Love TMZ.
We talked quite a bit. I want to know. They must have to get up at like 4:35 in the morning
earlier.
to do that show.
Earlier.
We'll bring him in and hear all about his story and his buddy Derek as well. And the Koi Pond, everybody. At Podcast One and Apple Podcasts. Tours coming up Aspen. That's this weekend. And Indianapolis as well.
Adam.
Yes.
You got too many people saying my name wrong. So this episode, you're going to spell my name correctly because you have everyone calling me Joy.
Joy.
Stop
Go to
it.
JOKOY. Shoot him a tweet at JOKOY and go to Joe Coy Comedy.
No.
Yes? No.
No.
No. Where do we go?
Just Joe Coy. At Joe Coy.
All right. We'll go
I
to
love
Joe
you,
Coy.
man. I
Love
love
you.
you.
We'll bring Van in right after this.
And now, a real Rotten Tomatoes review of The Godfather.
I found that flogging about for 3 hours in that quagmire was spiritually debilitating and a crazy waste of time.
That was a real Rotten Tomatoes review from Robert Hatch at The Nation for The Godfather, certified fresh at 98%. Now back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Robert Hatch was in Battlestar Galactica. I got to see who the Hatch was in that. Van Lathan is in studio. The Red Pill Podcast is the podcast also on TMZ Sports as well, and TMZ, which I watch on a daily basis. Good to see you again.
I'm amazed that The Godfather, that there's 2% of the people out there that don't think that The Godfather is an awesome movie.
They're morons.
Shouldn't those people be stripped of their license to review movies?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes when I'm on Rotten Tomatoes that people are kind of getting their thing off on there, that they want to go against the grain and kind of want to stick out. Because, like, there's some movies that we can all just agree are awesome, right? The Godfather is, what's wrong with The Godfather?
Well, not only is it awesome, but people don't realize in order to get on the negative side, you basically have to give it a C minus.
Yeah,
like
or down.
if you give it a C or above, you're in the positive side.
Right.
So all you got to do is go, The Godfather, that was a C. That'll count as good. That'll count as good, but you gave it a D.
So it's a D. It has to be a D movie.
It's kind of weird, but it's sort of like 59, 60%. So there's such a thing as going, 3 stars out of 5. It was okay.
But to Van's point, there's at least one reviewer. I can't remember his name, but he's a current guy. He's for the New Yorker or something of that nature, and he's given a few bad reviews to, like, Toy Story 3. He was the only one who gave bad reviews.
I know this guy. Yeah,
the movie was universally celebrated. He was the only one. He's done that a few times, and I think it's kind of his shtick.
Yeah.
I have said Van loves sports, and he loves boxing. I was watching him talk about boxing on TMZ yesterday. In boxing, they have a simple way to do it, which is if you see a fight where everyone else has it, 118, 110, or like lopsided or whatever it is on one, and you saw it a different way, they don't let you do any more championship
You're out
fights.
of here. Adelaide Bird, remember her?
Yeah, they pull.
Yeah.
They have a way to. The way is everyone else saw this. You saw something else, and we can't really have you in our midst because you're going to do another fight where everyone else saw that guy win 9 out of 12 rounds, and you had the other guy winning all 12 rounds. We got to pull you. We got to pull you out.
Yeah.
They should do that with Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, a different Robert Hatch. I know it's a different Robert Hatch. I know it's not the same guy. Show me Robert Hatch from Battlestar Galactica. I didn't even watch that show. I just remembered it from my past. All right, so Van I ran into at a party.
Yes.
Explained to him I was a big fan of TMZ and of his.
And to be honest with you, when you said that, a lot of people say that. And then I'll ask them about something that happened on TMZ, and they won't have any clue what I'm talking about. But you said I'm a huge fan of TMZ, and then started giving me the intimate details of TMZ cast members and stuff like that. You're like, yo, what is Derek really like? Does Derek really? I'm like, yo, man, this guy really watches TMZ for real. I never meet people that really watch TMZ for real like that.
I watch it for real, and it's perfect. It's a perfect. I record it, and then it's good for, like, I'll skip rope and just watch TMZ. It's a good length. You can take the commercial breaks and get a little wind back in you and then go right back to it. Well, one thing I'm interested in, or many things that I'm interested in, is when you're on TMZ, you talk about Black Twitter. And I got a movie coming out about a black race car driver. And I thought, how do I get my movie? How do I get people buzzing on Black Twitter if there is a Black Twitter?
If there is a Black Twitter, wow.
There's questions.
What? Who questions?
Well, everyone at TMZ is always kind of like, there's no Black Twitter, and then you're like, there is a Black Twitter.
They're razzing me. First of all, the way things work on TMZ is if it comes down to something black, if I say that it exists, it exists.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, interesting. But secondly, the Black Twitter is nothing but a bunch of different Twitter influencers and stuff like that, or people with big Twitter followers and things that. There's all different types of Twitters. I'm not sure if you guys. There's Black Twitter. There's fitness Twitter.
I didn't know there were different kinds of Twitter.
There's Hasidic Twitter.
Really?
No.
Oh.
You're feuding with Black Twitter, so
Right,
let's
exactly.
not get into that.
There's like there's rap Twitter, there's NBA Twitter, there's all different types of Twitters of people that talk about that their Twitter timelines are basically talking about certain subjects.
Right.
Right.
So there is a Black Twitter,
Without a doubt.
and I need to infiltrate Black Twitter, and I'm going to
see,
use
what
you.
You're trying to do is you're trying to really do something that is incredibly difficult, almost impossible. You're trying to get Black Twitter to talk about stock car racing. That's going to be tough, dog.
What if we pitch it as sort of Jackie Robinson of racing?
Listen.
We left stock car.
Listen, I watched the trailer, and I think, to be honest with you, all jokes aside, it's a fascinating story that needs to be told, and I'll tell you why. I think that a lot of times when you're talking about Black history or the history of African Americans, there are people that you have to discuss, right? So you have to talk about Tubman and Barack Obama and Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X and all of these guys, right?
I don't know those names, but I'll
Never
take your
heard 'em?
word for it. I've
Cool.
never
We'll
been on
Google it
Black
later.
Twitter, but
Never
I'll
been on
look.
Black
I'll
Twitter.
take Matt. Take a dive into Black Twitter. Let's find out
Right.
who Hector Tubman is. I think I like that dude.
But I think the
Plus
thing
the 76ers.
I think it sounds like a name of a guy who could. But I think what happens is we talk about these people and we give their legacies so much credence, and we should all the time, and that in curriculums in school and Black History Month being the shortest month of the year, we don't get a chance to talk about guys like in Willie Ribs. We don't get a chance to talk about those guys. And they're really important. It's really important to tell all of those stories because there's a lot of Black kids out there that might think of being a race car driver and not ever think that someone else had been there before them.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's why you're going to sneak me onto Black Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll talk about uppity.
Right. Smuggle you in. You know what I mean?
Smuggle me in. I was telling Van when I was at the party about that story of me and Kimmel going out, and I've told it too many times on this show, but it always cracked me up that we got busted by TMZ, me and Jimmy, for watching Sex and the City too, and then in the room when they were putting it out there for all the peanut gallery, they all laughed and thought the guy was screwing around, thought that we weren't really there, which was a funny kind of weird bullet dodge. I don't think you were there. What year did you get to TMZ?
2011.
Were you driving the bus first?
I was doing
the tour
that.
bus?
Yeah, I was doing the tour bus for I think 3 years.
How did you figure that out? You're from Louisiana?
Yeah.
And there was Fat Van. What were you at your heaviest?
370.
And how did you lose all of that weight?
Man, just like basketball and really a lifestyle change. You know what I mean? Like people can sell you on like a diet fad or something like that. But the reality is that if you figure your body out and you keep doing it over and over and over and over again, you will lose weight. It's just you have to mentally prepare yourself for the sacrifice it's going to take. You know what I mean?
What was your big thing? Was it soda? What did you in when you were as big as you were?
Dog, I'm an equal opportunity fatty.
You do anything.
It doesn't matter, man. I
Salty,
like
sweet.
salty, sweet, savory, all of it. I get into it all. It was all about cravings for me. I mean, craving, well, whatever you were craving is what I would do.
Yeah, there's a sort of a thing, and I mean, everyone runs into it, but at a certain point, you get to the happy side of self-control, and that's when you have those things where, like, you have those dreams that you ate a piece of apple pie a la mode, and then you wake up and you go, oh, did I eat? And then you go, oh, no, I didn't.
Right.
And then you're kind of, there's a sort of a, there's kind of a weird thing. It's like running on a treadmill. You start on a treadmill and it's sort of miserable at the beginning, and then you look up and it's been 4.5 minutes, and you're like, 4.5 minutes? I'm miserable. Like, how am I going for a half hour? But at a certain point, you get to like minute 18 and you actually feel better than you did at minute 3.
Yep.
Even though at minute 3 you think you'd be dead at minute 18 or 19,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
sort of a momentum, or like it's a whole bunch of things mixed in, but there's a diet version of that, right?
That absolutely is. The hard thing to get people to do is to push through to that point to where it starts feeling good. It's impossible.
Right.
And so a lot of times when you start dealing with people who want to change their life or change their body image, it's about instilling into them that if they do this long enough, they will see results. Because when you skip that one meal that you want the first time that you do it, or when you make a healthy choice, you don't go to the scale right away and lose 10 pounds. It's not the way it works.
Right.
You have to do it for a little while. So when I first started running, because when I started training boxing, you know, you got to do your road work, you got to run. I hated it, but it became, after a while of like knowing that I could run 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles, that in and of itself became rewarding. But you have to really trek through that first couple of miles to do that.
How did you get out here from Louisiana and get hooked up with TMZ? And you get from, so you're fat van, you're living in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's a long ways away from being on TV and podcasts and all that.
Yeah. So, like, I left. There was a weather event in Louisiana, 2005. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's a big, big deal. It's like,
Karina or
yeah,
Carolina.
something like that. Yeah,
I'll look
something.
it up.
Seals
Oh.
blew the dam,
Yeah, so
right?
the Navy SEALs blew up the dam.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so after that, I came out to Los Angeles, and I was actually right up the road from here in Burbank. I was writing and producing for like a little clip show, like a small little production company, and I lost my job, or that company went under, and like when that company went under, I remember it was funny. They hit us up with a email on Wednesday, and it was like, "I'll just let you guys know Monday was your last day. The company's done." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So when that company ended, I was unemployed for a couple of years, and I was just going to the gym one day, and my unemployment was fat. I was living like I was writing every day, doing all of this stuff. I was cool. I was going to the gym one day, and the long story short, a lady stops me, and she's started asking me all these questions. She told me to come out here and take the survey. When I went out to take the survey, it was a Gillette commercial. And so then I got the money from the Gillette commercial, and stupidly, I claimed it on my unemployment. And so when I claimed it on my unemployment, it readjusted the amount of money that they were paying me
Sure.
down to like $70 a week. And so I was like, yo, I got to get a job. Like, I can't afford this anymore. And the first job that came up was like TMZ tour guide. And I think, you know, I'm 31. I went to college. What a great way to make my parents proud than to show people around Los Angeles. And that's how it happened.
How do you get from the tour bus to inside the studio?
So I'm doing my tour, right? And one of the executives over at TMZ comes and takes the tour. And then next thing you know, they go, okay, Harvey's gonna come take your tour, and this is like your shot, right? If you're playing basketball somewhere, this is like Magic and Rob Pelinka or somebody like that walking into the gym where you're hooping. So I crushed the tour, and after that, Harvey goes, yo, you did a good job. We would love to have you come in the newsroom and pitch anytime you want.
What time do you guys get there in the morning, and how does because it's, you know, it's funny because Teresa Strasser, way back in the day, was part of
She was the first anchor.
TMZ.
One of the first.
And TMZ started as, well, we'll get some fresh faces, a couple of people, and they'll do an anchor, and they'll sort of give the gossip on what's going on with the celebrities. And then it turned, at some point, it seems like the pitch session, which wasn't supposed to be filmed,
Right.
got filmed and became the show.
show.
It became
Wow.
very organic.
You know your stuff. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's much more organic, and you have this sort of gallery of all the different personalities, and they bust each other's chops, and they bust Harvey's chops probably the most.
Yeah.
He seems like he's pretty thick-skinned about it. Yes.
I'm probably the only one listening who I'm sorry, doesn't watch the show. The show is a pitch session for what? What are they pitching?
For celebrity gossip.
Right. Like we have videos that the camera guys shoot, or stories and stuff like that, and we pitch them to Harvey. And then if your pitch goes good, you make television. And then you're on the show.
Oh, so that 30-minute or whatever you see, that's 90 minutes, or that's 2 hours, or that's
It's longer than what it gets cut down
That's what
to.
I'm saying.
But I
It's
mean, we
longer.
got it pretty well figured out now. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's done at what time in the morning?
Like 7:45 or 8. Like we get there at like 6.
The only thing that bothers me about Harvey is he's one of those guys who swims before. Like he goes to the Y,
Sure.
does 1,000 laps, and then comes in
No.
to work.
Fresh
It's
face.
unreal.
It's unreal. I hate
It
that.
doesn't make any sense.
I
It's
agree.
Unreal. Not only does he swim, he works out then swims.
Right.
So he wakes up at whatever ungodly time in the day, works out at Gold's Gym, then goes to swim, then comes to work, and then outworks us for the rest of the day. it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. I think he's a Stepford boss. Like, I don't think he's like a real dude. Like, it's really crazy. It's impressive, though.
It is, and it's interesting. Like, if you have a motor, you have a motor, and if you don't have a motor, it's really tough to install or graft onto.
It's hard to
or
conceive of it.
Yeah.
whatever. And there's some people that have a motor, but their motor kind of goes in a circle, and those people you got to try to focus, and they'll take that same thing and sort of get the horsepower to the back wheels, as I like to say, because I'm a car guy. But it doesn't, and also you think it'll slow down or run out with age. If you meet Sylvester Stallone, he's probably more revved up at 72, 71. Like, he's more beaked up now, more enthusiastic. I think it's been ramped up because he's got 8 more years and then no more of this. I think he sees the finish line and is trying to. It's basically your bachelor party, and you're going to get married next Wednesday, and you better bang as many floozies as you possibly can before the sun goes down on your dork. Like, I actually feel like Harvey feels sped up than 20 years ago.
Listen, this is the way I look at it. For Harvey, there've been so many different Harveys, right? There's been
People's Court,
People's Court Harvey. There's
Man
been
on the Street Harvey.
He was a law professor. He was in the service. He did all of these different things, and they all gave him this unbelievable knowledge base and this way to look at the world that came together and created what TMZ is. So now that he's here and he's utilizing everything that he has, I don't think that he wants to turn back. I think he's when you're in the room, say whatever you will about him, it's hard to not be inspired by the amount of work ethic that he puts into it and by what he's willing to sacrifice personally for what is essentially his vision. And if you want to be successful, that's kind of what you got to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I feel the same way. Let me tell you about Geico, and then we'll take a break. We'll do some news with Van. Everyone's got the to-do list. Drop off the dry cleaning, pick up the milk, buy the detergent, the liquid dishwashing detergent, and the foil. That's right. How about you save hundreds of dollars on your car insurance? You don't have to go anywhere. Go to geico.com. 15 minutes. Could be saving 15% or more on your auto insurance. Put that extra money in your pocket. Be the most rewarding thing you do all day at Geico. That is geico.com. All right. Van is going to hang with us. Oh, is that
Robert Hatch.
Robert Hatch from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, that's the old Battlestar Galactica.
That's right. Easy on the eyes, that guy was. But not a good reviewer. Yeah. Not good.
I'm like the Godfather.
There's no way there could be two guys named Bob Hatch. That's impossible. All right, Van Lathan is here, and we'll take a quick break. We'll do the news right after this.
Okay, we'll just bump in.
News with Grad, news with Gina Grad, breaking viral, all those crazy Trump tweets. Give me news with Gina Grad, trouble in the Middle East, celebrity drunk meltdowns. Need news with Gina Grad.
The news with Gina Grad.
Well, Bernie Sanders just made it official. He's running for president again. Sanders confirmed Tuesday morning with Vermont Public Radio that he plans to seek the Democratic nomination in 2020.
I'm picturing those two chicks on the sweaty balls with Alec Baldwin.
Coming up next.
It's very exciting.
Vermont Public Radio.
It's titillating.
You got all the energy of Vermont Public Radio, dude. You better pick it up a notch.
Are you feeling the burn?
He told.
It sounds like something, I do, once in a while there's those things your agent threatens you with.
Yep.
You don't re-sign this TMZ deal, you end up on Vermont Public Radio, all right?
I don't think anybody wants
Hand to
that.
God. Is that what you want? I swear to God I'll put you there.
Well, he told CBS This Morning co-host John Dickerson that this time he's going to win, and here's a clip of how he plans to do that.
He's gonna
We
win.
are going to also launch what I think is unprecedented in modern American history, and that is a grassroots movement, John, to lay the groundwork for transforming the economic and political life of this country. The only way that real change takes place is when millions of people stand up, fight back, and say, enough is enough. We're going to have a government that works for all of us, not just the few.
So same platform as last time, it sounds like. And I stick with my theory. I think that people are kind of over feeling the burn. I think they're over Warren. I think they want young, energetic Democrats.
Young girls, man. Pump up the jam.
I think they want their Kamalas and their Cory Bookers, and I think that's how it's gonna go.
He's too old and too white to do anything. And also, he was kind of a novelty a few years ago. Like, it was sort of, Hillary Clinton was a politician and she was pretty down the middle, and been Bill and everything else, and he came in as this different, whoa, he's got ideas. Now everyone's got ideas, so I don't know if his ideas are going to stand out quite as much.
He stood out in contrast to her. He doesn't stand out in contrast to them.
He looks moderate compared to AOC and everybody else.
Right.
Well, Harvey Weinstein's sex assault trial has been delayed a month after his attorneys asked for more time.
He probably doesn't do a lot of swimming at 4:30 in the morning. Weinstein, that's a whole different kind of Harvey. Little less aquatic. And loves the ladies.
Oh, yeah, that's a big, huge difference.
There's quite. I don't know if those two Harveys would have a lot in common, other than their name.
Yeah.
Right.
I do not know.
They might both be Jewish. I'm not sure, but that's
possible.
About it. The new trial date is June 3rd in Manhattan Supreme Court. That's going to page 6. While the reasons for the postponement weren't released, his new legal team is scheduled to. By the way, new legal team started to scheduled to start a 10-week trial Tuesday. Weinstein is, of course, accused of assaulting production assistant Mimi Halei in 2006 and raping an unidentified woman in 2013.
His new legal team is from where? So when I talked to Mark Garagos at length about this, he told me that a couple things. One, he said his old legal team was about as good as you get. Like, I don't know why you part ways with those guys.
I thought it's because they didn't want to deal with Harvey anymore.
Or
they wanted to separate themselves from him.
Whatever he needed to correct whatever course he was on, because they were the best and his best opportunity to get off. Number two, Garagos said he never takes stuff like out of state. Like, you got to be in state. You got to know all of the lay of the land.
Right.
He would never. He'll do stuff in Los Angeles, but he won't go do something in New York. You need someone from New York to do New York. You don't want the best in Chicago to come to New York, because there's so many ins and outs of the law and nuances that you need someone who's totally familiar with that environment. Those are his two things.
That makes sense. And that's, and I don't know, you might have more information on that, Van, but it was, I think Harvey's used to being someone who calls the shots and nobody says no to Harvey, which I guess is how he got into this in the first place. And a legal team who can't really work with that just kind of throws their hands in the air.
I think he also, to a degree, like, Harvey Weinstein did a couple of things where he went rogue. Do you guys remember him sending out emails to everyone that he knew in the media and telling them to, you got to support me? And that makes kind of, this type of this is a complicated legal case with a lot of different allegations coming from a lot of different places. Some of them are quite old. And when you kind of taint things like that, it aggravates high-powered lawyers. They're like, what are you doing? We didn't, so I don't think that everyone's in for that type of experience with their law firm name on it.
I went over to Garagos' home the other day to talk to him about this in person, and from his upstairs balcony, he has a T-shirt can, and he fills with $100 bills now after the Kaepernick thing, and he just fired it at me and yelled, "Go on, get!" I said, but Mark, we want to talk. And he pumped it again. He fired another round of hundreds. The gardener dropped his leaf blower, and we all started scrambling around on the ground. And he threw a bottle of Dom Perignon at me, and I was like, "What's going on?" And he fired a round up in the air, and other gardeners from other homes came around. And next thing you know, I couldn't find the door anymore. I had to get out of it. It was a full scale. It was like making it rain at a strip club.
Mark's like a totally different person
He's
now.
a different guy now.
Yeah, they got paid, man.
He threw a Nike at me at one point as well.
You got the whoosh imprint on your forehead?
Well, he's a different guy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I miss the
you
old
think you know
Mark.
somebody.
Miss the old one.
Well, Well, as the NBA kicked off the 2019 All-Star festivities in Charlotte, North Carolina, League Commissioner Adam Silver had some fun in showing the jersey of the future. I don't know if you saw this back a few days ago.
This is the NBA, did you say?
Yes. So it seems that it's a Bluetooth-enabled jersey that changes names and numbers when punched into your phone. So before I say anything else, here's a clip of what they're hawking.
You got the smartphone.
I do.
And the smart jersey.
Yes and yes.
So, can you do something with my jersey?
I can do
So
nothing
he's wearing
with this
a
old school
Michael
jersey.
Jordan Bulls jersey.
Can you do something? What else
I could
can you do
I
with
could
that
change
one?
I could change that one to I think to 23, but I don't know. I don't have it in red.
Yeah,
but I can do.
You can actually change the number and the name?
Yeah. Watch.
This is why I have to show up for tech rehearsal earlier that day, so you don't have to go through this.
So it says 30 Curry. Now
30
he's
Curry.
putting some on his phone. Everything disappears. Now it says
so
23
cool.
Jordan.
It'd be funny if you porn popped up.
Wow.
And the guy's just like, oh man, my phone, damn it.
Adam Silver.
Thank you very much.
So the point of the jersey of the future seems to be to provide fans with flexibility to show their support during the game. They can switch it, they can play with it, or just walking around. It's not for the players; it's for the fans.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Have
fun with that.
The crowd could not have been any. They didn't care.
Less
at all.
interested.
Like they didn't care one iota about the entire thing, man.
There's certain inventions that sound really cool, but they're
just not.
There was a company. God, you got to look this up, Chris. It's probably about 7-8 years ago. They made rims that inside of the rims you could project images in the car rims. You ever heard of this?
No.
Man, like literally, like if you pulled up at a stop sign at PCH, you could show the hot chicks in the convertible, like you with your shirt off, like in the car.
So you're looking at
rim.
somebody's rims, and it's like a movie playing or something like that.
Yes. And I don't know. I remember covering it when I was doing a car show. They're probably illegal. I'm sure they're illegal. But it was one of those like, oh, that sounds cool, and then it's like, yeah, but
Hey.
no one's ever gonna care or do
I
that.
gotta be real with you though. They marketed that to the wrong crowd. If I take that back to where I'm from in Baton Rouge, there would be a run on those things. Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me inside of the rim, dog, you could see like
That's
chicks
right.
and whatnot? Like, we would be going. It would be go crazy right there. I can tell you right now because when the spinners first came out, remember the spree wells?
Sure, I remember the spinners.
The
Yeah.
spinners, when people could not fathom that the rim was still spinning. Like it was a huge deal. Rims are really big. I don't feel like they're as big here in LA as they are back home.
Well, I don't know how you guys are doing in the pothole department here, but as a guy, honestly, who's rolling around in a Jag with like some 35 series tires on it, just they're stock, but they're thin-ish. I've gotten like 3 blowouts here in LA. Like you
Word.
got to drive a Jeep in LA. You can't go with the dubs. You go with the dubs. If you go with like a 26-inch rim and basically a
The
20
Slim's
series
not gonna-
rubber band around it, you won't get to
You'll
the
get
west
home,
side without
yeah.
blowing it out at least once.
We found these rims are called Phantasma owls, and so if you while your car's spinning, it just projects any picture you want.
Animated.
This one was like that, but you could put your own images into the rims.
Rolling
Yeah, this
picture
one you
frames.
could change the image to whatever you want based off like if you look at it.
But not an animated. You're showing me an animated cat.
Yeah, but it could
That's not anything I want. That seems. You could do anything you want. Take a picture of your kids.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, well, continue your search. is what I'm saying, because this looks like.
Yeah, I'm seeing other designs as well, and like, but you're talking about like just like it could be a
Like a
photo.
snapshot.
Well, let me explain something. You know they have Play-Doh, right? And they have the extruder on the Play-Doh, and they have like the star, and then they have the circle.
Tess was
Is
playing that today.
Okay, that's some of what you want, but it's not anything you want. You see what I'm saying? That may be exactly what you want, but it's not you and your kids. It's just a star. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we need to figure out now, pretend it's Play-Doh, and we need to figure out what we're talking about. Can you take a picture of your kids and put them there, or is it squirrels and cats?
If it's a pair of socks,
and things like that.
you put your face on them.
Oh yeah, so I've seen one where you could play videos and stuff on it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we should see. The problem is the picture you showed us was kind of like a generic
stencil,
thing someone would put on a thing. Yeah, we need like a photograph. All right. Also,
For these rims that no longer exist.
Van, this is the reason maybe I get some cred on Black Twitter with thoughts like this, but I thought the spinner rims, dangerous. Brothers driving, cops pulling up, seeing this thing, thinking they're taking off. Next thing you know,
What?
they unload a clip. Oh, yeah.
You had this thought back in the
I
day.
had this thought.
So what did you do? Did you address it? Did you try to help us, or did you just kind of
I didn't know about Black Twitter back then.
So you didn't know how to get in touch with us.
I did not know how to send up
Right.
the signal.
You didn't know how to get it. Yeah, okay. Well, I get that, But now that you know Black Twitter, any future concerns that you have about issues in the community, you know where to go, right?
Well, I'll be on the Red Pill podcast, I think, talking about uppity,
Well,
and then that'll be my entree into
You
Black
did
Twitter.
talk about that issue on the show, so you probably reached 7 or 8 black people.
Yeah. You have a few black fans.
Almost double digits.
And listen,
There you go.
don't come up to me and go, I'm your one black fan. I have like 7 black
yeah.
fans.
Do you
Thank
get
you
that a
very
lot?
much.
People
I
say,
get
I'm the-
that. I get that. I do a show in, Virginia or something. Or I do a show in D.C. or something, and one guy will go, I'm your one black fan.
But you know what, though? I got to be real with you, though, man. I think that those people are underestimating your pull in the community. Though.
See?
Because
Thank
there's
you.
been different iterations of Adam Carolla over the years.
That's right.
Like when I was coming, Loveline was a big, huge deal.
All right.
Yeah, so that different iteration, we would talk about that. So I think you got more pull. You should test it out.
Thank you. I may be into double digits.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Dubs.
Way past 11 dubs digits.
Dubs digits.
Seattle, the show, not Taco Bell materials, just been gone clean in Seattle, right? So
Mazel
you can still
tov.
get some tickets, but
Yeah,
it's
It's
gonna
a
be
go.
out.
It's
confirmed.
Oh,
happening.
that's good.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
great.
sorry.
Live update.
What else were we on?
Well, hopefully, Van, again, you can help me with this one because TMZ reports that the tennis legend Martina Navratilova has no interest in competing against trans women because it wouldn't be fair. She says it's insane and it's cheating. Martina has become passionate about the issue after an online spat with transgender cyclist Rachel McKinnon. She won the Masters Track Championship in LA
It's the
back in
best of
October.
times. It's the worst of times, right? I mean, it's great.
The woman who came in third place said that the fact that McKinnon was allowed to compete against women is not fair, and that's when Martina, who agreed, was labeled transphobic. So now, according to TMZ, Martina said she decided to dedicate some months of her life to researching this topic, and she feels even stronger that trans women have an unfair advantage and shouldn't be allowed to compete against cisgender women, and doesn't appreciate being called transphobic because of a concern about competition. And we've
Well,
talked about this
she's
before.
lesbian, so she gets a little cred for some reason. Like
Okay.
we have to do this thing where it's, I don't know why, but if you have to have something, like you can't just be rich white chick over there.
Yeah.
The lesbian helps, like you can weigh in on these
Sure.
certain subjects a little better.
Or not.
I don't know. Well, I don't know that.
This is where the movement starts to eat its own tail, right? Because Martina Navratilova was out when she was a champion, like she was
a pioneer.
a pioneer of gay rights in a way, and now she's being eaten by the movement devouring itself.
Here's my thing. I don't know all of the science, but I know men are stronger than women. So the question is if you want to do, especially like a combat sport, like MMA or something, and you want to switch and you had a man's body, now you're on the hormones, you're on everything else, but you still have the strength.
Well,
and
they
if you
s-
still have it, then it's an issue.
They say no. So we delved into this issue, right? So what you would think is that anyone who went through puberty as a man, right? When you come out, your bone structure is different, your muscle density is different, all of those things like that. It seems like a clear advantage. But we covered a story a couple of years ago with an athlete that told us, listen, with all of the hormone therapy that I've had, with all of the work that I've had to do to transition, I've actually lost that advantage. I don't have that advantage anymore. And they feel like, when I say they, I mean the transgender community, that the science backs them up on that. I mean, I can't speak to it as intimately, but that is their response to that.
Well, my feeling is it's the same as performance enhancement drugs, which is sometimes they'll strip a guy's title. They used to. They probably still do. Like they'll test him after a fight and they find marijuana in his blood. And I'm like, so what?
That's even better that he won.
Right. But so
Yeah.
I'm not interested in what you find in his blood. I'm interested in what you find in his blood that gave him
Help
an
him.
advantage over his opponent. So my thing is I'm completely agnostic on it. My feeling is if you don't have an advantage in whatever the game is, then I'll sign off on it. If you do have an advantage, then I would probably not sign off on it, but I would probably also keep it to things that were a little more finesse and a little less powerlifting or a little less combat sports, especially if anything where someone could get hurt because you had this advantage over them. But if there is no advantage, and I feel like, I don't know, like, would you have to almost go case by case? Like, when did you start your journey to becoming a woman?
Those things, because it's so funny that you mentioned that. I can't remember the name of the athlete they were talking about. What their point was is that they had started so early on that they had started their transition at like 12 or 13, so they never actually got a chance. Like, they had started so early on.
Now we have to like make rules within the rules, because if you started your transition before you became a man, essentially before puberty, then to me it's probably physiologically different than becoming a man and then sort of trying to turn the clock back. So I'd be
nuanced.
I'd be interested to find that out, and I guess we'll have to just sort of wait and see if people start doing more winning who weren't winning in the past, or if transgendered folks are dominating the octagon and the powerlifting, whatever. Then at a certain point, you'd have to go, all right, well, now this is making us. I mean, it's sort of like when McGuire and Sosa were juicing. It's like all of a sudden, forget about 40 home runs. They're in the 60s now, and they're both hitting 3 a day, and they're going back. At a certain point, you stop and go, okay, something's going on here. So
focus on this.
See some of that.
McGuire hit that 70th home run. It was like 6 feet off the ground. He just blazed a shot into the bleachers. You're like, come on, man, this isn't real.
Frozen rope or regular rope with someone pulling it.
Yeah.
They never tell you that.
A very stiff rope.
Or a regular rope for what you use rope for.
Holding things.
Holding things.
Tents.
Yes. With a boat on the other end of it. All right, let me tell you about Butcher Box. There you go. You don't need to juice. You just get some Butcher Box, and they deliver 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage breed pork directly to your door on a monthly basis. They got a new protein, wild Alaskan sockeye salmon, sustainably harvested from Bristol Bay, Alaska. The color tells you it's fresh and not factory farmed. All products are humanely raised, never given antibiotics or hormones. Taste is unbelievable. This stuff is fantastic. If you're on the no sugar and no grain diet like a lot of us are here, you go with Butcher Box. Free shipping anywhere in the U.S. except for Alaska and Hawaii, but you get your own fish there, man. Special offer right now. New subscribers get $20 off plus 2 pounds of salmon free. That's right. $20 off and 2 pounds of their new beautiful salmon. Just go to butcherbox.com. Enter Adam at checkout. All right, Gina, what else we got?
Well, controversial fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld has died in Paris. He was 85-ish. He was known to give various answers to that question. Concerns about his health had grown in recent weeks after he was absent from a big fashion show in Germany last month. In addition to his own fashion label, he designed for Fendi and Chanel, and he'd been a lightning rod for controversy, unapologetically favoring razor-thin models and batting away critics who said he was fat-shaming. Lagerfeld is survived by his beloved cat, Choupette, which he said he's had since 2011.
Perpetual bachelor, never had time to marry.
Yeah, too busy going through the ladies.
Yeah,
he famously said he would marry Choupette if it were legal. I follow Choupette on Instagram.
The cat.
Yes.
Wow.
It's called Choupette's Diary.
Makes you gayer than him.
Yeah.
And because I'm obsessed with the idea that, from what I understand, he used to have 2 people whose job it was to follow Choupette around all day and journal about what she's doing. And I had to see this cat that was worth doing that. So this is, I think, I don't know, but I imagine all the money's going to Choupette.
Drives an, let's see what, I'm sorry, Subaru. He drives a Subaru. He follow a cat on the internet. Martina Navratilova.
Yeah.
Attractive?
I find her to be a handsome woman. I do.
Powerful.
Very
Powerful. Yeah, I'm really inspired
You
by
ever
her.
think about her?
I do. I do from time to
You're
time.
probably wearing fashionable shoes right now.
No, I'm wearing Adidas.
actually, wearing Adidas.
Usually, just as I'm drifting off to sleep is usually when I start thinking about
Sometimes
her.
in the tub
Sometimes, yeah.
with the handheld washing thing.
Hey, man, she pops up.
Okay. Just checking.
I live with a
You
man.
follow a cat
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah,
There was an
Choupette's
outcry
Diary.
when he died about what was going to happen to the cat.
Everybody,
trended.
people are more concerned about this cat than Karl Lagerfeld, as they should be.
Well, it'll land on its feet because it has to.
It has to.
Because it's a
It has no
cat.
choice.
I feel like, wasn't he sort of the prototype for all that the Will Ferrells
Yes.
and everyone else who sort of made
100%,
fun of
of
all
course.
those guys,
Yes.
right?
And he always had the silver ponytail and the giant high collar and the big the gloves and the big tie. That was his thing.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Are we running out of
Got
these
to.
guys like we had the supermodels and everyone knew who they were, the Naomi Campbells and the Cindy Crawfords, and everyone had like, there's 7 supermodels. They're going to open a chain of burger places and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we had our designers, like we knew who these people were. There were the names.
Yeah.
Are we running out of that?
There's still some. You still got Tom Ford. You still got Michael Kors. You still got guys like that.
But
mean,
I wouldn't know those names.
Virgil Abloh. That guy right there.
Little off his radar.
Yeah, well, they'll still have some of those guys. But maybe
Okay.
you're not into that. Because in the 90s, that was like a big move. Like House of Style on MTV.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you had all of the guys and Isaac Mizrahi and all of these guys like that. A lot of those guys, like, that's not as big of a deal as
And
it used to be.
videos. It
Videos,
was
yeah.
It was all those George Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, had all
Videos.
the models in the videos.
And
You know who the big models are now, though?
down.
The big models now are the kids of celebrities.
oh, that's right.
Kendall Jenner, the Hadids, all these
That's
other
right.
kids of celebrities. They
Instagram
model
famous.
now. Yeah.
Haley Baldwin.
Yep, Haley Baldwin.
And Chris Isaacs, remember that?
Oh, yeah, Helena Christensen.
Right.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Made me a man that day.
Yeah, everyone's the.
But these
There's a
supermodels.
Tool tune to the capital T.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, maybe we need to go to the tape, but these supermodels were obviously thin and fit and gorgeous, but they were not razor thin. This was the era of the healthy looking thin sort of sporty model. Like Cindy Crawford was not razor
Yes.
thin. And
Or Heidi Klum or
Heidi-
Tyra Banks.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
No, they didn't have the sort of heroin chic
No.
thing, and it was also that dead 1,000-yard stare. Like that wasn't part of the
Nope.
deal either, and that's not attractive to guys.
Well, Kate
by the
Moss
way,
kind of embodied
at
Kate
all.
Moss was the one who
Embodied
changed
that whole
Well,
Yeah.
wasn't it because she was, I mean, tell
On
me if I'm wrong.
heroin.
She was, and instead of casting her aside and losing all that money, they just had to spin it and make that the thing.
Well, initially, it was Twiggy.
Right.
Back
Oh,
in
that's
the
back in
day,
the
who was
way back in the
the
day, yeah.
initial waif model. But anyway, I miss that era versus the newer ones with the
Hadids.
needle marks and stuff. The Hadids are cute, nice, and pretty, but I like a little more curve. That's
I
me.
think we all do, man.
I love this show.
See? I'm just trying to get into Black Twitter. I love booty. I fucking love booty. I love some ass.
Yo, there are ways you can get into Black Twitter, man. Just like there's things that you can do right away that Black Twitter will jump on you. Like yesterday was President's Day, right? Mm-hmm. So if you'd have been like, yo, happy President's Day, I will always love my president with a picture of Barack Obama.
You're in.
Like you're like right
Good.
away, they're gonna be like, yo, man, Adam Carolla, you're invited to the barbecue, boom, 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 and then you're in there.
Wow.
That's good.
Adam, you're woke.
You woke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but to be honest with you, the documentary goes far, man. I think you're gonna have a big couple of months here.
Well, May, you make the introduction.
I will.
I feel like
I think you're gonna have a big couple of months here.
there may be guys on Black Twitter who are better known than you or may have more followers than you, but I feel like you have your sort of, we used to call it bona fides, not bona fides.
Bona fides.
Yeah, you got that.
You got cred.
You got
It's
cred
It's
in the
Latin.
Black Twitter community.
Yeah, well, they know I'm down.
They
what
know
I mean?
you're down.
So
That's
you
what I'm
asking me
saying.
to vouch for you, Donnie Brasco style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing that thing where like you, you Donnie Brasco style. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're
Exactly.
co-signing.
Right,
exactly what I'm
co-signing.
saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies about gangsters, do you have to pretend to like Scarface?
Oh, please say no.
Yeah, you do, bro.
You have to. That's the number one black movie of all time.
I'll tell you why, man. There's like Scarface's. For me, I genuinely enjoy it.
No,
right?
you don't.
It's the
I
biggest.
genuinely
Do you,
enjoy.
How many
do you
times
not
I told
enjoy
you
the
this?
incestuous B story?
It
I
is
like-
much bigger than Black Panther.
Let me tell you
Oh,
something.
I know.
the biggest
Absolutely.
black movie ever.
Y'all understand, man. Tony gets sent on a drug deal going wrong, and he comes back with the money and the dope. That's ill. He comes back with the money and the dope. Y'all hate on Tony all y'all want.
No, I learned.
it's the
I
movie.
learned from watching episodes of Cribs that every time they went, now let's go to the movie theater, next to the popcorn machine in the lobby of the Crib in Miami was a huge
Huge poster.
poster.
I'm gonna give you some sage black Twitter advice here. Don't confuse rappers with the average black people. That's a mistake that a lot of white people do.
Okay, write that down.
Don't confuse rappers.
Is that with an R or W?
Right. Like, those are rappers, and they live a different lifestyle than some of the rest of us do. But we do like Scarface.
But what if I slowly worked it in like, hey, white guy here. I'm gonna hop on black Twitter after I use the urinal and say hello to my little friend. Come on now. Come on, brother.
That one works? I got you.
They love it. All right, what's next?
Well, a barber in Vietnam is offering up free haircuts for anyone
It's
looking
another
at...
threat your agent's going to yell at you. NPR in Vermont, go up in a barbershop in Vietnam. Your choice. Either way, you're out. Your career's over. You're dead to me.
Yep. Anyone who wants to freshen up their look before the upcoming second summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, the Twangdong Beauty Academy in Hanoi is offering the promotion until February 28th. I think we have a couple of pictures. In honor of the meeting, you can either get the Kim Jong-un or the Donald Trump hairstyle.
The Trump hairstyle looks way better than Trump's hair.
Yeah.
I love the...
well, that guy's starting out with a nice head of hair, I imagine. Trump said earlier this month...
I do like a culture, though, where you can figure out who the leader is by just who the fattest guy is.
Sure.
You don't find that so much in our culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Obama's the skinniest guy,
Spindly.
and he's running the show.
Yeah.
They find the big fat guys are the poor people in this in our society. This is an old school society. We just find the fat people; those are the rich people.
Right. And I think
Big Daddy.
The older guy said, "I like the Trump haircut. I'm an older guy, and this is a good look for us. So this could be a thing." Trump said earlier this month he was looking forward to the meeting.
Is the meeting in Vietnam, or why is this happening in Vietnam?
Well, it was in Singapore, so yeah, this one might be in Vietnam. He said he saw this as a potential for an economic powerhouse as it distances itself from its nuclear missile program. So this is a way to get on board and show your support.
Does anyone else in the country have his haircut? Either one of their haircuts?
I think there's only
in our country or their country, because this is a first. You know, I've talked about it in the past. Like my thing was like, Stalin had a big mustache, and then everyone just grew a big mustache. Or Fidel Castro grew a beard, and then everyone grew a beard. Like the whole idea is you find out who's leading, and then you get the same facial hair. No purchase for Hitler. Nobody else went with the Hitler mustache, which is weird because usually you just follow along, and you'd think thered be some guys with that hairstyle. Maybe not in our country, but
I think at least from the documentaries I watch, because I'm a little obsessed with how it goes down in North Korea. There's like maybe 10 approved haircuts you can pick.
That you can have.
Yeah.
They put like a template bowl on your head.
Right.
I was about to say, I never really even see any other North Koreans to really be able to know. It's so secretive.
How much faster is the Fantastic Sams in North Korea than what we got? Because what I'm saying is I sit down, so if a guy's in front of me, he's got like straight hair. He sits down and the chick's sort of like, well, what are we doing here? And then she has to go fumble for she can't use the clippers.
Right.
She's got to use the scissors, whatever. Then I have hair. This might help ingratiate me with the, but I got kind of a Jew fro here, but I'm not Jewish. Don't worry. So I got the best.
Why did you say don't worry?
Don't worry. I got the best.
Wait.
Black Twitter. Come on now.
Wait. Are you asserting that Black Twitter is anti-Semitic?
Not all of Black Twitter. Not all Black Twitter. But what I'm saying is, perhaps I said too much. What I'm saying is, I got the good part of fro without the baggage of the Jew. And I got a nice Jew fro going. But when I sit down, the chick's got to go like,
we're not
what do we got to get the clip? What number 2?
Right.
What do you do? And there's a long. They have to reboot every time. In that culture, I feel like if everyone's just rocking the same frolic, basically, then everyone just sit down and go, give me the number 7 approved haircut.
Yeah.
No waiting.
Can I ask you guys a cultural question? What goes on in like white barbershops?
Oh, glad you asked.
You're asking me? Son of a bitch.
I can tell you.
Like what goes on? Because our barbershops are like an entire entire.
I've seen the
event.
LeBron James
You know what you
HBO
could do?
show. I know exactly what
No,
goes on.
you
I know
don't.
exactly
Not by
what
that show.
goes on.
No, you
I
don't.
have a.
Ain't nobody drinking Merlot in the
template.
barbershop. like a shout out to LeBron and Math, but they're in there drinking red wine and come on, man. It's a lot different. You can come with me if you want.
I would like to go
good.
to the. I'd like to go to the black barbershop because the sad reality of the white barbershop is it's a Russian chick.
They're just not there anymore.
It's just a Russian chick and a Mexican chicks, a bunch of sort of middle-aged chicks from parts unknown. It's not you and Sam the barber sitting and chewing the fat about the Dodgers or any of that. It is now stocked by sort of divorced, middle-aged divorced women who kind of have to. Their kids are grown now, and they have to like get out and work a little.
Yeah, a
and,
lot of Katy Perry music being pumped
Right.
in.
Word.
Yeah.
Wow.
I do have a little perspective, believe it or not, because I did not get my hair cut, as you can imagine, but I do get hot shaves once in a while. And those are like hipster barber shops, like the dudes that go, that like do the shave with the straight razor and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's very hip. Some are sophisticated, some are rock and roll, but like it's very hip.
Anybody sell bootleg DVDs in there?
No, not to me.
Okay.
No.
You guys are missing out.
Yeah. Is the black barber shop like if you go to a car wash in a bad part of town and you're waiting for your car and you look down through the display case, you're like, I'll have the Playboy air freshener and I'll have the miniature crossbow.
And a
Well,
virtual
listen, I'll
card.
say this though: the black barbershop has come a long way. Like the one that I go to, it maintains the ambiance of the black barbershop, but it's just a lot going on in there. It's a cultural experience. We are an expressive people, and even when we're getting our haircut, we like to talk, we like to yak it up. People come in there and they try to sell you lunch, and they try to give you all different types of things. I mean, now that everything's streaming, you don't get the movie and DVD selection and the music selection that you used to get. But it's just dope. Listen, if you really want to get tapped in seriously, that's where it should start. Start
at
with
the
ground
barbershop.
roots and the community, man.
I don't want to feel. I saw the LeBron James HBO episode where Jon Stewart was sitting there. He seemed uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah, but see, this is
I don't want to be that.
This is my thing about that though. It's like Jon Stewart shouldn't have been uncomfortable because he's in there with like LeBron and Maverick Carter and all of those guys. Now, if Jon Stewart were to come to my actual barbershop, might be a reason for him to feel uncomfortable. Not that anything is going to happen, but they're immediately going to start asking why Jon Stewart is in there.
He's out of place.
Yeah, a little bit
But
out
if
of
I
place.
go in there with you,
We good.
we're good.
We good, but you got to let them. But here's the thing though. When you come in, you got to let them experiment with the hair.
Okay.
I got to see you with a Caesar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe get you lined up with a part in there. Something.
High
Maybe
and
a
tight.
design.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the wideout for the Steelers, who
AB.
Antonio
Brown.
Antonio Brown, maybe a little Antonio Brown in the
something
back
like that.
on the side
Why
there.
not, bro? You got a good head of hair on you. It's
It'll
gonna grow
work.
Back.
We
Yeah.
could do it. Listen, I'm down for it. I was this close to saying I won as Mr. T and when I was 19, but I want to put off Black Twitter, so we don't need to relive
what
that.
you're thinking of as the white barbershop kind of died with Gran Torino. Like that's the last time we saw.
Oh, Gran Torino, where they were.
Oh, they went in the barbershop
Yeah, in
and the old
barbershop.
timers doing the. They don't.
Yeah,
Right,
we
like
don't-
that, or Rushmore, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the guy was the barber. Yeah.
We have middle-aged women from like Slavic countries who are speaking sort of broken English and complain about their kids and their ex-husband.
Word.
That's all.
Very
That's
different.
all we got. All right, let me tell you about Simply Safe. That's right, Simply Safe. No one should feel unsafe in their own home. That's why we got Simply Safe. Two eyes in there. They've been on a mission since they started. Remember, the company started because I think the guys went to Harvard and one guy got robbed, and they started looking for security companies, and they were all just big rip-offs, and thus Simply Safe was invented. Blankets your home in safety, round-the-clock professional monitoring. Make sure police are on their way if you need them. The Verge calls Simply Safe the best home security, and it's a wire cutter top pick. Protect your home. Do it today with Simply Safe. No drilling, no pulling wires, up and running in under an hour. Batteries last up to 10 years, and it's small and compact as well. SIMPLI safe.com/Adam. All right, Gina, let's do one more.
All right. Well, Canadian comic Russell Peters came to the rescue recently.
Saw it on TMZ.
Yep, I have the
I'll tell you
clip.
everything. I'll tell you everything that happened.
What do you want to know?
It was at his friend's jewelry store. A fella walked in and was just basically picked up a chain or a watch,
ring.
a ring. and
$150,000
He was
ring.
looking and he just started walking away with it. And Russell jumped on him and they subdued him. And according to TMZ, didn't throw a punch, but I did learn that Russell Peters is a black belt in judo.
Yeah.
And they showed a picture of him and his gi, so you know it's official.
Yeah, I was against this.
So, what happened there, Van?
Why were you against it?
Yeah,
I don't.
Coach me up for Black Twitter.
I don't get involved in stopping crimes and stuff like that. That's how you get your head knocked off. I saw this as a cautionary tale 2001 when I was working at Best Buy. You know I was working in the media department, and some guy steals like a Dave Chappelle CD or something like that, Dave Chappelle DVD, and then he runs out of the store, and they're like, "Van, go after the guy." And I'm like, "Nah."
No.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not
don't
worth
think so today.
$13.
Yeah, you know. And plus, I was a lot bigger this time. I'm gonna get my heart rate up for what?
Right.
And then I saw one of our LP guys who was, God bless him, you know, he was very gung ho about his job. Ran after him, guy turns around, knocks all of his teeth out of his mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, cautionary tale. Maybe don't get involved.
But the guy could have went to the barbershop and got the same Chappelle DVD for $9,
Easy.
right?
Less than $9.
Lot less. Would have been bootleg. It would have been labeled properly.
$3. Now
Right.
it might work, it might not, but that's a chance you take.
Can you go into the black barbershop and just buy stuff and leave, or do you have to get your hair cut?
I mean, listen, if you go in there and buy stuff and leave like that, people will probably think you're the police. You know what I mean? So if you're not, if you go in there and you just look, you know, it's like you could, you know what I mean? Because at the barbershop I'm at now, so a lady comes through with a delightful assortment of pies and different pastries and things.
Oh,
like that.
really?
It's amazing, right? So I guess if I wanted to time it out and I wanted those pastries, I can go in there and get them, but it's kind of weird.
But they already know you. That wouldn't be
Wouldn't be
crazy.
weird for me.
Yeah.
I have a naive question. Do you need an appointment?
Oh, yeah. So in the past, no. In the past, you just show up, and sometimes you would really get your feel of the black barbershop because you would be in there for 5 hours. But out here in LA, things run a little bit different. So yeah, I make an appointment. You know?
All right, let me see if I can get some cred. Gina, you play the woman who sells the pies.
Okay.
I'll play me in the black barbershop trying to get some cred on Black Twitter.
Okay.
All right. Remember, you only have pumpkin pie.
Okay.
What kind of pie do you have?
Pumpkin.
No sweet potato?
Excuse me? No.
Just no sweet potato?
I just have pumpkin.
Well, then I'm good.
You know what you should have told her?
Okay.
She said she only has pumpkin pie. You know what she said? You must be lost.
You must be lost. Oh, yeah. That's good.
You must be lost. 'Cause I don't know why.
good.
I don't know why you would bring that pumpkin pie trash into this establishment with you guys.
Sweet potato.
You
That's
guys,
right.
You guys are pumpkin pie fans. in
Sweet
here?
potato and pumpkin isn't that different. They're both gourds.
No,
See what I did? Do you see why I did that? See why I did that?
No. If you don't have the cultural taste buds that you need, it's a completely different consistency and taste. You guys, all of this pumpkin
you guys
stuff.
are completely different. They're very they're similar.
Same texture.
My dog.
You're not going to last a second on Black Twitter.
My G, I'm telling you, it's not.
See, that's why I did that.
No, what we could do?
What's that?
I challenge this. One day I'll come back here.
Please.
We'll do a blind taste test.
That'd be awesome.
I don't doubt they're different, but you have to admit they're similar.
Similar in the way that Coke and Pepsi are similar, but I can still taste the difference.
Okay, all right.
Not the same universe. Come on,
agree.
Brian. That's an attack.
We're
That's
saying
an
the same
attack.
thing.
Right, I got you.
So I would
Also, sweet potato pie is awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
So
a cultural statement.
I continue by saying I learned this when I was watching the director's cut of Scarface. They had a whole pie scene that was deleted.
I didn't know that.
Get that pumpkin out of here.
So let Black
Scarface
Twitter
is a good
know.
movie, by the way. Scarface is directed by Brian De Palma.
It's a good movie. All right. Sorry. What else?
Would you like to bring it home?
Yeah, bring it home.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad.
That was the news with Gina Grad.
Yeah, I knew the sweet potato pie would go great on the Black Twitter. Let me tell you about. I've never seen Van so animated.
Nah,
He leapt out of his seat.
Listen, the sweet potato pie thing.
That's why. That's why I bring it up.
That's a big deal. The pumpkin pie. I'm this trash.
Oh man.
All this trash. All of this pumpkin. I feel like there's a pumpkin.
Take that back to Orange County.
Right, exactly.
Behind the orange curtain.
Go back to Irvine.
That's right. Go back to Irvine. All right, let me tell you about Castrol Edge. Stronger under pressure, engines can lose up to 10% of performance due to friction. Castrol Edge with fluid titanium transforms under pressure, keeps metal parts from rubbing together, and it's 3 times stronger than 3 times stronger than leading full synthetic against viscosity breakdown. They'd had a test. They tested against the leading 530 viscosity grade, and it's 3 times stronger. 3 times stronger, fool.
3 times, fool.
Castrol Edge formulated to improve your driving at Castrol Edge. Okay, so let's see. My old high school teacher, Nick Bernal,
Oh, yeah.
coming in. And a guy reminiscent of Fat Van, Ari Spears, coming in.
Oh, wow.
We have Ari Spears
Good get.
Green, who's got a little... I'm not really mean this in a bad way, though. I won't bring it up enough, but it's got a little bit of a Fat Van look to him, so says Ari Spears. Or maybe I shouldn't bring that up on Black Twitter.
You could.
I could bring that up.
You could, but once you're in, though, don't start with that.
Yeah.
Be in Black Twitter for a couple of months, then
in.
you can start joking around and stuff
Get
like
the lay
that.
of the land.
Because
Right.
think about this. We always invite people to the barbecue, right? Mm-hmm. When you get to the barbecue, don't be so quick to put your feet up on the table. Just chill for a little while. You feel what I'm saying?
Good.
Yeah.
Sit here, eat some sweet potato pie.
Yeah, got you.
Keep it close to the vest. So my old teacher, the only one I ever liked.
The
Nick
only good
Bernal's
one.
coming in.
Exciting.
You can. So I think we said that Tug.com. I think Seattle's almost locked in.
Salt Lake City is confirmed.
That was the little confusion, but either way.
Do we have a drop dead time that people should know, or just get on it
Yes,
soon,
it'll
or-
be today, and I believe as you hear this, it'll be about midday today.
So hop on
it. So hop on it. Thank you. And what else? Road Hard, my movie's on Tubi. That's T-U-B-I. And go to adamcarolla.com/events. We got live shows. We got cruises. We got everything else. Van's got the Red Pill podcast available on Apple Podcasts. Be sure to check that out. And watch TMZ. It's syndicated. It's probably on different times.
And TMZ Sports. TMZ Sports, I co-host. That's a great show.
Sports. I'm looking at Ari Spears and Fat Van. I don't know. There's some elements there.
Oh, my God. That is much closer than I thought it was going to be, bro. He is me.
Well, maybe I know black folk a little better than originally
We're invited.
anticipated. Check out Rob has a podcast at Podcast One. Until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Van Lathan and Joe Coy and Gina Grandball. Brian, say it.
I like the Trump haircut. I'm an older guy, and this is a good look for us.
For today's episode